All right, let's dive into how to totally crush your Clinical Informatics Manager interview.
We're going to decode what those interviewers are really looking for.
We're going to give you the insights to craft answers that help you stand out from everyone else.
And we've got some really awesome career insights from RoleCatcher, too.
Yeah, so think of this as like your cheat sheet to making a killer first impression.
Plus, we'll sprinkle in some tips on how RoleCatcher's AI can give you a personalized edge.
But first, what does a Clinical Informatics Manager actually do?
In a nutshell, they bridge the gap between healthcare and technology.
Right.
They're the ones making sure all those systems are working smoothly, like electronic health records, and they're making sure that they're actually improving how patients are cared for.
So it's a super important job.
It is.
Especially with everything becoming more and more digital.
It's a fast-growing field.
Yeah.
So nailing this interview is your ticket to a really rewarding career.
Okay, so let's jump into the interview questions. I'm seeing this one all the time.
Yeah.
Describe your experience with electronic health records.
Oh, yeah.
Seems pretty basic, right?
It is basic,
Yeah.
but it's your chance to shine.
Okay.
The interviewer's not just checking if you know what an EHR is.
Right.
They're digging into your depth of experience. Think beyond just naming the systems you've used.
Okay.
What have you actually done with them?
So if I've used Epic,
Yeah.
I shouldn't just say I'm familiar with Epic.
Nope.
I need to paint a picture.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Did you use it for report priming? Did you train others?
Right.
Maybe you helped implement a new module?
Okay.
Those are the details that showcase your practical experience.
And I bet mentioning different types of EHR systems would impress them too.
Absolutely.
It's like,
yeah.
Knowing the difference between a classic novel and a graphic novel.
What a great analogy.
Shows you're well-read in EHRs.
It demonstrates a breadth of understanding.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to mention any challenges you've faced with EHRs and what you learned from them.
Yeah.
Shows you're not afraid to tackle tough problems.
I'm guessing a follow-up question might be something like,
yeah.
How have you seen EHRs evolve?
Very likely. They want to see if you're keeping up with the latest trends.
Like AI.
Exactly, like integrating AI and machine learning.
So speaking of trends,
yeah.
The career guide mentions data analytics is a huge part of this role.
Oh, absolutely.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
So much data in healthcare.
Oh, yeah.
I bet this question comes up often. How have you used data analytics to improve patient outcomes?
Oh, this is a golden opportunity to showcase your impact. Yeah. Remember the STAR method situation, task, action, result?
Right.
Structure your answer around a specific example.
Okay.
Outlining the problem you faced.
Right.
How you used data to find a solution. And the positive outcome you achieved.
Okay, so measurable results.
Measurable results.
Yes. Did you reduce readmission rates?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Improve medication adherence.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
So let's say I worked on a project to reduce hospital readmissions for heart failure patients.
Okay.
I would explain the situation.
Yeah.
My role in analyzing the data to identify risk factors, the interventions we implemented, and the resulting decrease in readmissions.
Perfect.
That's it.
You've got a compelling story that highlights your data skills.
Yeah.
And more importantly, how you've made a real difference in patient care.
Okay.
Be prepared for follow-ups like, what data visualization tools are you comfortable with?
Okay.
Or how do you communicate insights to non-technical audiences?
Because data is only as good as your ability to explain it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially in healthcare, where you're working with people from all sorts of backgrounds.
Okay. Now, moving on to a question that might seem a little less exciting, but is absolutely crucial. Yes. How do you ensure clinical informatics solutions are aligned with regulatory requirements?
Compliance?
Ooh, compliance.
Yes.
Not the most glamorous topic.
Not glamorous, but essential.
Definitely essential, yeah.
When interviewers ask this, they're looking for your knowledge of key regulatory bodies like CMS and the ONC.
So dropping names like HIPAA
Yes.
and knowing the difference between those different regulations
Exactly.
could be what sets me apart.
It shows you're serious about compliance.
And a likely follow-up would be, how do you stay updated on evolving regulations?
Oh, very likely.
I'm already thinking about setting up Google alerts for those acronyms.
That's a proactive approach.
Yeah.
Continuous learning is key in this field.
For sure.
Interviewers want to see that dedication.
Okay.
Speaking of staying ahead of the curve, let's talk about career growth potential.
Okay, love that.
The RoleCatcher Career Guide outlines a clear path.
It's like knowing there's a whole ladder to climb.
Exactly.
Not just a single rung.
You could start as a specialist, gain experience, move up to analyst, coordinator, and eventually manager.
That's awesome.
And there's even room to grow beyond that.
Wow.
The guide also mentions various certifications, like the CPHI.
I'm putting those on my to-do list.
It shows you're not just doing the job, you're a dedicated expert.
Yeah. Okay, back to those interview questions.
Back to the questions.
This next one's all about teamwork.
Okay.
How do you collaborate with clinical stakeholders to identify and prioritize informatics needs?
This is where your communication and interpersonal skills take center stage.
Okay.
Clinical stakeholders are the doctors, the nurses, all the healthcare professionals who use these systems every day.
Right.
The interviewer wants to know how you gather their input, understand their needs, and ensure that the solutions you implement are truly effective.
So it's about more than just being tech savvy.
More than tech savvy, yes.
Yeah.
It's about being people savvy.
Exactly.
Okay. Mention specific strategies you've used.
Okay.
Like focus groups or surveys. Right. And remember, resources are often limited.
Right.
How do you prioritize competing needs and make tough decisions about which projects to tackle first?
And of course, we can't forget about the end users.
The end users are essential.
I'm guessing this question comes up a lot.
All the time.
How do you ensure that clinical informatics solutions are user-friendly and meet the needs of end users?
User-centered design.
Okay.
It's not enough for a system to be technically sound.
Right.
It needs to be intuitive, easy for clinicians to use.
If they don't want to use it, what's the point?
Exactly. They'll resist using it, which defeats the whole purpose.
Like designing a car.
Yes.
You could have all the best technology, most powerful engine.
Yeah.
But if the dashboard's confusing and the seats are uncomfortable,
nobody's going to want to drive it.
Nobody's going to drive it exactly.
Right. So be prepared to talk about how you involve end users in the design and development process.
Okay.
Do you conduct usability testing?
Okay.
Gather feedback through surveys? Show them you're thinking about their needs every step of the way.
Because ultimately it's about making their jobs easier.
Absolutely.
And improving patient care.
It's all connected.
Speaking of connecting the dots, this next question focuses on the bigger picture.
Okay.
How do you manage the implementation of new clinical informatics solutions?
This is where you showcase your leadership and organizational skills.
Okay.
Implementing new systems can be complex.
Yeah.
It involves multiple teams,
Yeah.
budgets,
Yeah.
timelines.
Right.
The interviewer wants to see how you plan,
Okay.
execute, and monitor these projects effectively.
So I should have a clear framework in mind.
A framework is helpful.
Whether it's agile, waterfall, or something else.
Yeah.
Be ready to explain my approach.
Yes, and back it up with real-world examples.
What were the goals?
Exactly.
The challenges? How did you overcome them?
Yeah.
What were the outcomes?
What did you learn?
Yeah. And don't be afraid to mention what I learned along the way.
Every project has hiccups.
For sure.
Showing that you can learn from them.
Yeah.
Demonstrates growth and adaptability.
Now, this next question tests your ability to think on your feet.
All right.
Describe a time when you had to troubleshoot a clinical informatics issue.
Ooh, problem-solving skills.
Okay, this is where we prove we can handle the pressure.
Think of a specific example.
Okay.
Where a system went down.
Right.
Data was corrupted.
Yeah.
Or users were encountering errors.
Right.
How did you diagnose the problem? What steps did you take to resolve it?
Okay, so instead of just saying, I'm good at troubleshooting, I need to tell a story that highlights my process and the positive outcome.
That's it.
Okay.
Be sure to emphasize what you learned.
Okay.
And how it might inform your approach in the future.
I'm starting to feel like a real clinical informatics manager.
You're getting there. And remember, we're just scratching the surface here.
I know, right?
There's a whole world of fascinating challenges and opportunities in this field.
Yeah. Which brings us to our final question for this part of our deep dive.
Okay, hit me.
What do you see as the biggest challenge facing clinical informatics today?
This one is all about demonstrating your understanding of the big picture.
Okay.
Have you thought about the future of healthcare technology?
Yeah, I mean...
What are the trends that excite you?
Right.
What are the potential roadblocks?
Okay.
This is your chance to show you're not just a techie, you're a visionary.
I like that.
So do your research on things like data interoperability, cybersecurity, and maybe even the ethical implications of AI in healthcare.
Those are all really good points.
What keeps you up at night? What are you passionate about solving?
Right.
This is your chance to connect your personal interests to the bigger challenges facing the field.
Okay, That's a wrap for part 1 of our Clinical Informatics Manager interview prep.
But stay tuned, because in part 2,
Yes,
we're going to dive into RoleCatcher's AI.
we're going to explore how it can help you tailor your answers and stand out from the crowd.
Yes, and we'll be tackling even more challenging questions.
Awesome, can't wait.
And discussing the future of this exciting field.
See you soon.
Welcome back to our deep dive into prepping you for that Clinical Informatics Manager interview.
I'm ready for more.
You've already got a solid foundation from part 1.
Right.
So now let's take it up a notch.
Okay, how do we do that?
Let's imagine you've aced all those basic questions.
Okay.
And now the interviewer wants to see how you handle a real-world challenge.
Ooh, getting real.
They might ask something like, imagine you're tasked with implementing a new patient portal.
Okay.
How would you approach this project?
Oh, that's a big one.
It's not just about the tech, it's about the people, too.
Yeah, for sure.
You need to demonstrate a strategic mindset, thinking about everything from project scope and team building to risk assessment and user experience.
So like a lot of moving pieces.
It is.
Yeah.
Start by outlining your key steps.
Right.
Highlighting stakeholder involvement.
Right.
And emphasizing the importance of communication.
So I might say something like,
Yeah.
First I'd assemble a cross-functional team,
Okay.
including clinicians,
Yes.
IT specialists, and patient representatives
Perfect.
to gather input.
To make sure you're meeting everyone's needs.
Exactly.
That shows you understand the collaborative nature of clinical informatics.
Okay.
Then you can dive into specific considerations like potential challenges and how you'd mitigate them.
For example, I could mention the importance of data security
Excellent.
and how it worked with the IT security team to make sure patient privacy is protected.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And don't forget about user experience.
Right, of course.
A patient portal needs to be intuitive and easy to use.
Right.
Mention things like usability testing
Okay.
and incorporating patient feedback
Right.
to demonstrate your commitment to user-centered design.
Because what's the point of a fancy patient portal if nobody can figure out how to use it?
Precisely. Okay, ready for another curveball?
Hit me with it.
Let's shift gears to a classic behavioral question.
Ooh, okay.
Tell me about a time you had to deal with a difficult stakeholder.
Oh, I have so many stories about that.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
This is where you need to showcase your conflict resolution skills.
Right.
Without throwing anyone under the bus.
Of course.
Choose a specific example where you faced a challenging situation.
Right.
And use the STAR method to structure your answer.
Okay.
Focus on the positive, highlighting your communication and problem-solving skills.
Okay, so let's say a physician was resistant to using a new electronic prescribing system.
Okay.
I could describe the situation,
Yes.
my role in addressing their concerns, the steps I took to understand their perspective and provide support, and ultimately how we reached a resolution.
That's a great example.
Yeah.
You've shown that you can navigate difficult conversations,
Right.
build consensus, and achieve a positive outcome.
Okay.
The interviewer wants to see that you can handle these types of situations with professionalism and diplomacy.
This makes me realize how vital communication is in this role.
Communication is key.
It's not just about the tech.
It's about connecting with people.
Yeah, exactly.
A clinical informatics manager is constantly interacting with individuals from diverse backgrounds.
For sure.
Being able to communicate effectively with clinicians, IT professionals, and administrators.
Yeah, that's important.
It's essential. Okay, what other challenging questions might they throw our way?
I don't know what else.
They might ask about your leadership style,
Okay.
probing into how you motivate your team, delegate tasks,
Okay.
and handle conflicts.
Okay, this is my chance to highlight those leadership skills.
Exactly. Be prepared to share concrete examples from your past experiences.
All right.
Have you mentored others?
Yeah.
Have you led a team through a complex project?
Yes.
Those are the stories that will bring your leadership qualities to life.
And the career guide emphasized mentorship as a key responsibility for clinical informatics managers.
It shows you're invested in the development of others.
Right.
And committed to building a strong team.
Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of these tougher questions.
Had it.
But I'm curious.
Yeah.
How can RoleCatcher's AI help me tailor my answers to specific job roles?
Well, remember how we discussed the various career stages in clinical informatics?
Yeah.
RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze your skills and experience to suggest other career paths that align with your profile.
Wait, really?
Yes.
So even if I'm not 100% set on becoming a clinical informatics manager,
Yeah.
RoleCatcher can help me explore other options.
Precisely.
That's awesome.
Let's say you're intrigued by bioinformatics or health data analytics. RoleCatcher can show you how your skills might translate to those roles,
Okay.
opening up a world of possibilities you might not have considered.
That's amazing.
It's all about empowering you to make informed decisions about your career trajectory.
This AI sounds like the ultimate career matchmaker.
It can save you so much time and effort by identifying those potential career paths and highlighting the skills you need to succeed.
All right. Back to those interview questions.
Back to the questions.
We can't cover every possible scenario.
We can't.
But I'm sure there are a few more tricky ones we should be prepared for.
You're right. Interviewers often like to throw in a curveball or two.
Oh, yeah. To see how you think on your feet.
Exactly. So let's tackle a few more challenging questions.
Okay.
To really boost your confidence.
Hit me with it.
All right. Let's address the dreaded salary question.
Oh, yeah.
What are your salary expectations?
This one always makes me nervous.
It makes a lot of people nervous.
Yeah.
But with some preparation, you can handle it gracefully.
Okay, so how do I know what to ask for?
First, do your research.
Right.
Look at industry benchmarks for Clinical Informatics Manager salaries in your region.
Okay.
Websites like Glassdoor and Salary.com can be helpful resources for getting a sense of the average salary range.
So we need to know our worth.
Exactly.
Okay.
And consider your own experience and qualifications.
Right.
If you have a strong track record of success and bring a lot of value to the table, you can justify a higher salary range.
But we also need to be realistic.
We do.
About the organization's budget and the current job market.
Absolutely. It's a delicate balance.
Yeah, for sure.
You might phrase your answer like this.
Okay.
Based on my research and experience, I'm targeting a salary range of X to Y.
Okay.
However, I'm also open to discussing the specific compensation package and benefits.
That sounds professional and leaves room for negotiation.
Exactly. And remember, salary isn't the only factor to consider.
Right.
Think about things like benefits.
Yeah.
Work-life balance.
And opportunities for growth and development.
Okay. I'm feeling much more confident about handling the salary question now.
Excellent. And remember those certifications we mentioned earlier.
Oh, right.
Those can play a role in the salary negotiations as well.
If I have a CPHI or CHIC certification, I can demonstrate my specialized knowledge.
Exactly.
And potentially justify a higher salary.
Precisely. Certifications can be a valuable asset in your job search and career advancement.
For sure.
Showcasing your commitment to professional development.
What other tricky questions should we be prepared for?
Well, they might ask about your weaknesses.
Ugh, I hate this one.
I know it can be uncomfortable.
Nobody wants to admit their flaws.
But the interviewer isn't trying to trick you or make you feel bad.
Right.
They're trying to assess your self-awareness and your ability to learn and grow.
Okay.
So what's the best way to answer this?
Yeah.
Without sabotaging ourselves.
Right.
Choose a weakness that is real.
Okay.
But not fatal.
To your success in the role.
Right.
And frame it in a positive light by highlighting how you're working to improve in that area.
For example, I could say I sometimes struggle with public speaking.
Okay.
But I've been taking a course to improve my presentation skills.
Perfect. That shows that you're self-aware, proactive, and committed to personal growth.
That makes me feel better about tackling that question.
Good.
What about questions that focus on the future?
Oh, yes.
Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That's a great one.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity to demonstrate your ambition and long-term goals.
So I should mention my desire to move up the career ladder.
Absolutely.
Maybe even aspire to become a director of clinical informatics one day.
Be specific about how you plan to achieve those goals.
Okay.
Do you want to pursue advanced certifications?
Right.
Lead larger scale projects or mentor other professionals?
And it's essential to connect those aspirations back to the organization.
You got it.
Right.
Demonstrate that you've done your research.
Okay.
And see yourself contributing to the organization's success.
All right. I'm feeling fired up and ready for anything they throw my way.
That's the spirit. And remember, you've got this.
IQ.
You're passionate about clinical informatics.
Yeah.
You've got the skills and experience. And you've got RoleCatcher's AI in your corner.
Speaking of which, I'm eager to hear more about how RoleCatcher can help me tailor my answers.
That's a perfect segue into the final part of our deep dive.
Stay tuned. We're going to unpack all the ways RoleCatcher can help you land that dream job. Welcome back to the final part of our Clinical Informatics Manager interview prep. We've tackled those tough questions, explored career paths, and now it's time to polish your application with some AI magic.
That's right. We've been talking about RoleCatcher's AI this whole time.
Yes.
But let's really break down how it can help you create a standout application and ace those interviews.
Okay, so let's say I found my dream Clinical Informatics Manager position.
All right.
I'm ready to apply, but I always get stuck on the resume and cover letter. Where does RoleCatcher's AI come in?
Well, one of the coolest features is the AI-powered resume builder.
Okay.
You simply upload your existing resume, and RoleCatcher analyzes it against the specific job description you're targeting.
So it's not just a generic template.
Nope, it's tailored.
It actually tailors my resume to the specific skills and keywords the employer's looking for.
Exactly. The AI identifies any missing skills or keywords.
Okay.
And suggests ways to rephrase your experience so it aligns perfectly with the job requirements.
So it's doing the hard work for me.
It is.
That's incredible. No more staring at a blank page.
Exactly.
Trying to figure out what to say.
And it's not just about keywords.
Oh, really?
RoleCatcher's AI also analyzes the tone and style of your resume.
Okay.
Ensuring it's professional, concise, and easy to read.
That's really helpful.
It is.
But what about the cover letter?
Oh, the cover letter.
Those always feel so daunting.
Don't worry, RoleCatcher has you covered there, too.
Okay.
They have an AI-powered cover letter builder that helps you craft a compelling and personalized letter that showcases your unique qualifications and enthusiasm for the role.
So it's not just a generic to whom it may concern letter.
No, it's tailored.
It helps me create a tailored message that speaks directly to the company and the specific position.
Precisely, the AI analyzes the job description and suggests key points to emphasize, helping you connect your skills and experience to the employer's needs.
I like it.
In a way that grabs their attention.
This is amazing. I'm already feeling more confident about my application.
Good.
But RoleCatcher's AI doesn't stop at the application stage, right?
You got to remember those practice interview questions we discussed?
Yeah, those were really helpful.
RoleCatcher has a massive database of common interview questions for all sorts of roles, including Clinical Informatics Manager.
Perfect.
You can select questions that are relevant to the position you're applying for and practice your answers.
So then the AI provides feedback.
It does.
Telling me what I'm doing well and where I can improve.
Exactly. It might suggest ways to be more concise, specific, or impactful in your responses.
Right.
It can even point out any jargon or industry terms that might confuse the interviewer.
That's smart.
It's like having an interview coach right there with you.
And don't forget the video practice feature.
Yes, the video practice is so helpful.
It's like having a mock interview with expert feedback.
To help you refine your delivery, your body language, your overall presentation.
It's like having a personal coach in my pocket.
It is. Practicing with RoleCatcher's AI can help you feel more prepared and confident going into that interview.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
We've covered so much ground, from understanding the ins and outs of the Clinical Informatics Manager role to tackling those tough interview questions and leveraging the power of AI. I'm feeling energized and ready to take on those interviews.
That's what we like to hear. And remember, RoleCatcher is there to support you every step of the way. So head over to their website, sign up for a free account, and start exploring all the amazing features they offer.
We're confident that with a little preparation, a dash of AI magic, and your passion for this field, you'll be well on your way to landing that dream job.
As you embark on this exciting career path, think about how you can contribute to shaping the future of healthcare technology.
It's a really exciting time to be in this field.
It is. What innovative solutions will you champion? What impact will you make on patient care? The possibilities are endless. Best of luck on your journey.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of Clinical Informatics Managers. We hope you've gained valuable insights to help you ace those interviews and land your dream job.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving to make a difference.